Failing is not easy, but they say every time you fail, DJ Covenant, it is a university of failure. It's a university. You are learning something. And once you learn that something, it will propel you to the next level. So those who have failed several times, George failed 15 times.
Yes, hamjambo great people. Hey, yes, I told you, every day you see us here every Friday will be totally different thing. Anajua leo mnajionea, but today
you're talking about how to market a startup. Someone is asking, what is that startup you're saying? What is it?
Let me say that when you talk about startup, it's a general word used by many people for companies that are newly registered, or we can say newly born. You know, DJ Covenant has got an idea on how to supply water, packaged water in the entire Victory Gardens, and maybe extend to a Ridge and Garden of Joy. And you say, wait a minute, me as DJ Covenant, I will register DJ Covenant and Co. And then you go to the Sharia house, you register. So that particular time that you are trying, start up. You are just starting up. It's like going up. You are starting to go up. Startups.
Startup. There you go. If you have just been us, now you know what we are talking about.
Yes.
And it's a very interesting topic because you're saying 2.2 million jobs that could have been created.
Yes.
They just died.
Yes.
Look at that. So that's what we are talking. And today we want to know whether we've just been told there is hope. We want to know whether this one can work for you.
As a business person, have that huge, massive, big thinking. And then don't limit yourself. But of course, you start small, and you start now, and you keep dreaming. And that's how big businesses have grown. A good example is this guy called Ford Motors Company. This guy was repairing bicycles in 18th century. And one time he said, wait a minute, people are using horses. How comes can we have something else that can move faster than horses? An idea came of a motor vehicle. And he used motorcycle, parts to come up with something he was calling quadricycle. And ikiguruma. But the problem was, in his workshop, this quadricycle could not move out of the door. The door was smaller. This guy called Ford akabomoa. He demolished the wall to move out this quadricycle. And that's how the automobile started. This guy refused to be limited by the wall. And our business out there, we have limits as startups. You have to say no to these limits. You conquer these limits, like Ford of Ford Motor Company, so that you're able to move forward. Today, I'm told within 1903, the guy had done 10 million motor vehicles.
What?
3 years later, after 1903, that's like 1907, 15 million. That means a small startup was able to grow because the vision was bigger, and our people were listening to us. Please make your vision bigger, that when your friends sees the vision, wanakuita we ni mwenda wazimu. The way it is big, because they say that what you dream, DJ Covenant, is what you get. So keep dreaming. Karl Wakeki and others, keep dreaming. Of course, as you dream, act on it, do something, and don't allow capacity to limit you.
Is there a time, before we continue, is there a time that you had a startup, you as George Wachiuri, you started it and didn't succeed?
Koja nishake kidogo. You are reminding me of my story. You know, I had several startups that terribly failed.
Several.
I had 15 startups.
Wow.
Some of them were dying by age 2, age 3, age 4, you know, and some of them left me completely depressed. I always tell a story that one time I had shoes that were different because I was under stress. Why? The company has collapsed. You have no cash flow. You have no customers. And these are the pains and agonies of our business people out there. So I'm a victim. I know what failure tastes. So when somebody comes to me for mentorship and tell me, George, I start a business, I've lost money, I understand it. I understand what it means to fail. And failing is not easy. But they say every time you fail, DJ Covenant, it is a university of failure. It's a university. You are learning something. And once you learn that something, it will propel you to the next level. So those who have failed several times, George failed 15 times. You can be able to rise up again, dust yourself, and move. And don't give up, because many people give up visions. I always tell people that if you want to harvest gold, it is not easy. But if you want DJ Covenant to pick gravel, right here at Victory Gardens, gravel is here. You can pick it. But gold you have to dig, you have to sweat, you have to go to the trenches. And building a startup is not easy. It means going without sleep. I remember one time I was waking up at 3 a.m. thinking, what next? Rise up in the morning, work hard. One time I was the accountant, I was the messenger, I was the marketer, I was everything. Why? They are called humble beginnings. And those people who are out there, you are running business on your own, a startup on your own. Don't give up. Maybe they can even close that office and you work from the house. Don't give up. This young man I'm mentoring, he closed his office. Right now he's operating in his small house. Don't give up, because that small house will give birth to bigger offices. The thing is, keep knocking.
Keep knocking.
Keep knocking.
Keep knocking.
Yes.
Someone is asking, perhaps someone started this startup and they didn't have know what role it could play in the country or in the industry. What you can now maybe tell that person and enlighten other people who have not even started. What is the role of a startup?
Thank you, DJ Covenant, and our viewers. Personally, I love startups. It's like somebody who gets married and they love the life of marriage, because they know maybe by God willing they'll get a baby. We can only talk of job creation when you talk about startups, because when new companies are born, as a nation, we have hope that jobs are being created. That's why for us in a business, we must be able to mentor these startups. The government must be able to support these startups. And because startups have got a big responsibility. One of the responsibilities is that they actually create jobs. All this hullabaloo of lack of jobs, we can be able to solve it if we are able to make startups survive. Number two, startups, they are the ones who sustain governments. They are the ones paying taxes. Government doesn't produce. Government is a consumer. Yeah, it's a consumer. And that's why we tell them, as they consume, they need to be careful so that startups are paying the taxes. People need to see how these taxes are utilized. Number three, startups offer solutions to the communities. They are the solution providers. Look at the guy who is packing this nice grass for Ma community cows. This is a business person who says, instead of to alleviate hunger, I can be able to cut this grass and donate it to the community. These are startups. So they provide a solution to the communities. These startups are the ones who deliver your milk in the supermarket. These startups are the ones who ferry cabbages from Nyandarua all the way to Mombasa and the city of Nairobi. So we cannot survive without startups. So wherever you are, we respect the startups, we respect the entrepreneurs.
You can't just ignore this.
No, you can't ignore. It's like ignoring small children. Because these small children are the future DJ Covenant.
Yes.
These small children are the future Leshepai. You can't ignore them. You have to tender them. Take care of them. Make them grow. Yes.
We have a question. Yes, kindly ask.
We have a question from Michael Okinda, who asks, who says, earning the trust of my clients was the biggest challenge. How do you do that?
Wow, Michael Okinda. I am so happy because entrepreneurs are listening. And Michael Okinda question is so good. How do you earn trust to your clients? Let me say that from our own experience, we are in real estate. And this is an industry whereby people have lost trust. You buy a property, no title. So earning trust takes time. And for you to earn this trust, DJ Covenant and Michael Kinda, it's about delivering the promise. If we tell people that we're going to put solar street lighting here, people don't want stories. People want solar street lights.
They want to see it.
You told people mutaweka maji. People want to see water, no stories. Keeping your word. Being authentic. Number 3, updating your customers. If there are challenges, today morning I was on NTV and I told people that the best leader is the one who discloses challenges when they encounter them. If Mike Okide have an issue with maybe a product of a customer, let the customer know. Mike Okida, don't overpromise. When you tell a customer you're going to deliver at 11, please deliver at 10:59. If you're going to delay the delivery, call the customer. Tell them that, hey, DJ Covenant, tunasherewa.
We have another one?
Yes. From Grace wa Gabriel. She asks, what happens when you keep posting your products on social media, but you don't get any positive response? How do you convert likes to shillings?
This is Grace. Wow, Grace, thank you very much. You know, they say that social media is not ordinary posting. It is about you post and then do a story. People buy emotions. Do an emotional story. Like for us now, we've been raising wheelchairs for our foundation program called Mobility That Brings Smile. Every time we write an emotional story, we got donors donating. The other day we went to Gedongori and then we went to Kisi and we posted that story. How that wheelchair is causing this differently abled, as you put it, to smile. Somebody read that comment, donated 20 more wheelchairs.
Wow.
So for Grace, don't just post and post. Do a story. And by the way, DJ Covenant and Grace, that's what I was doing when I was a load marketer. Every morning at 3 a.m., I do a nice story. How can you conquer, say for example, depression? I do a story about depression. Towards there, I say, to prevent the future depression, you can acquire your properties with the Optiven. www.optiven.co.ke.
You become a solution.
Can you imagine? That means you are offering a solution. Towards the end, Grace, you tell people, what do you do? Don't just post and the people just like. Engage people with emotional stories. People buy emotions. Why are we taking people to Mombasa? It doesn't matter you are making so much money. We are making little money, but you want people to connect the Optiven brand with happiness, with togetherness. That's why we are paying for you to go to Mombasa. So Grace, there is hope. Change your posting, you find converting those likes to money. Yes, fantastic.
Let's talk to government. Because government has to play key roles when these startups are happening.
I'll just say one thing, of course, to thank the government for making the registration of startups easy. Also thank the government for the various initiatives the government has done towards encouraging the startup. But maybe I'll make only one appeal. We have about 5.3 million startups that are fearing to register. Why? They are fearing taxes, they are fearing licenses. Maybe I'll ask the government to consider whereby they say that if you register a startup, you have 2 or 3 years tax holiday, whereby you work on your books, you hire people. In the third year or fourth year, let's see your books. And for you to experience or to be exempted from this tax or tax holiday, you must hire 10 people. Can you imagine? They tell these 5.3 million companies, for you to be tax exempt, hire 10 people. You must register. We shall come and see you in the fourth year. I can tell you, the 5.3 million people who are fearing registration, they will register tomorrow. What happens? The government will sort out the job issue. Right now, it's a headache for government because of millions of youth who are jobless and they have degrees. If they only implement that kind of policy, they change this country. Some countries have done it, whereby you register, you're given 3 years to reorganize. What happens today is that you register tomorrow, the licenses people are there, everybody is there, you know, and they harass these 5.3 million companies. If government can do that, we can change this nation. Because the future of Kenya is not on white-collar jobs. The future of Kenya is training our people to think differently. It's registering these startups. It's encouraging these startups to hire people. And once we do that, we are going to be like US of A. US, we have 30 million registered companies. 30 million.
30 million.
Our country, Kenya, we are barely 2 million. That means if we add 5.3, I can tell the government of Uhuru Kenyatta, you will sleep well because everybody will have a job. Yes.
Wow. Excellent. We can't add anything, but I love this place. It's very calm.
I tell you.
You don't.
We must conclude now.
Yes. Even you don't see like time is moving.
Yes.
Though it's well spent. There's a very clean, fresh air.
I tell you.
Hata ile sauti unasikia tu ni ya ndege.
Victory Gardens. Oh, DJ Covenant unasikia tu nyoni.
Unasikia tu ndege tu.
Yeah.
And they're very fresh air. So,
wow.
Asante sana for this again. This project.
Let's see that. Thank you very much. And I don't know where Odieki is. Odieki is the man in charge of this particular project. And we must thank everyone, all our customers who have bought this Victory Gardens Phase 3, Phase 4, and Phase 5. You are there in diaspora. We have few plots in Phase 5. You can be able to come and partner with Optiven. And I can guarantee you, this is one of the projects that people who see it, they fall in love with it. The other day we hosted Jeremy Damaris of Kikuyu Diaspora TV.
Yes.
And Damaris was actually here. And he said, wait a minute, George, I want to have a portion of this particular property. So if you're out there in the diaspora, give us an email, info@optiven.co.ke. We can be able to get you a map and a place right here for you to be able to purchase a property here. Because I think this is one of the best properties in the whole of Kitengela. And you can see that people are setting up beautiful homes, as you can see. And of course, what's more, we give you a holiday to Mombasa. And I'm saying that if you're out there looking for property in Kenya, don't go elsewhere. The place to come is Optiven Real Estate. It's about our projects, transformed projects. And this particular place, people say Kitengela there's no water. Hapa hatujui, we have water 24/7. By God's grace, we did a borehole. We are getting 20 cubic liters per hour. That is 20,000 liters an hour. That means the entire of this community, they can get water and we can give the neighbors. So if you are there, please, usiende kuangalia huko, kuja hapa. And we give you 2 years to pay. You know, pay 400 and then we spread the rest. Of course, we charge you small interest. And you are able to get your own prime property. And I'm happy that DJ Covenant, you are here. And keep investing. By the time you are age 60, you'll be having so many properties, and then we'll be calling me, George, ile ka property ya Victory. Sasa ni pesa ngapi? That's how people create wealth.
Yes, we can't add anything else, but we thank you very much for watching this mentorship program, Feel Good Friday with George Wachiuri. So till we meet next Friday, same people, different attire, same Jesus, same time. Tupatana and do tell them, we value you.
God bless you.